Okay, that was really annoying. Sorry. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Don't tell me I literally did the whole intro looking like this. So, in today's video, I'm going to be trying out a new indie brand. Well, new to me. And this is Lurella. I hope I'm saying that right. I have never tried this brand before, but I've seen them in ads on Instagram and they have some really cute palettes. So I thought I would shop them, and I actually chose to pick up their Christmas collection. I don't think you can get these as a bundle. I think you have to buy them individually, but they're actually pretty inexpensive, so it's not like it's gonna break the bank or anything like that. They're $12 a piece, and there's 3 eyeshadow palettes in this collection. You have 'Tis the Season, which is a red themed palette, and each palette does come with a mirror. You have Under the Mistletoe, which is a green palette. Not gonna lie, this is kind of what I was hoping Kylie Cosmetics Grinch palette was gonna look like. So, you know, if you were also hoping for a lot of greens in that palette, maybe check out this one. And then the final palette they have is Winter Wishes, and this is just a blue icy palette. So yes, like I said, each palette does retail for $12, so you can get the whole thing for like, what, $36? Is math correct on that? I think so. So I am going to play around with each of these eyeshadow palettes. Each one is going to have a look. I'm obviously wearing 'Tis the Season, in case you haven't guessed that. And I will try out all the palettes in this video and let you know my thoughts. So I'm just going to zoom you on in, and we're gonna get started. Definitely better than the blue one. Reds don't look the greatest on me, but I actually really like this Peppermint Red. It actually has a blue undertone versus an orange undertone, which helps because I feel like cool tones look better on me. So I really like the fact that this is a cool tone red versus a warm toned one. I don't know, something about their shimmery shades I do not like. They're just really flaky. It has like, I don't know, they just look really chunky and I don't know, like too powdery but not finely milled. I don't know, it's just really weird to me. It's just overly chunky and powdery, and so I'm just really not a fan of their shimmers, I'm finding. But I do actually think this was a pretty decent palette for $12. I do think it looks quite nice on the eyes. I'm actually pretty impressed with this candy cane shade because I find a little bit on the brush goes a long way. Like you can cover almost the entire eye with like one dip into the pan, and it blends pretty nicely. So overall, this palette is pretty decent. I don't have the same problems that I had in that other palette. Maybe it's just because that's a blue palette. Blue's a little bit harder to work with. So being an indie brand, maybe they just haven't perfected that formula yet. So this one isn't too bad. Wow, I'm impressed. Okay, for a red palette that actually had very, very minimal staining. And it actually also had very little fallout as well. I think just that one peppermint shade had a little bit of fallout, but it was like nothing too crazy at all. So kind of impressed with this one. I'm not super impressed with this blue palette. I probably shouldn't have used the blue palette as the first one that I tried out, but I don't know, I wasn't very impressed. I found the shimmery shades to be very chunky. Some of the mattes, especially this middle one, just felt chalky to me. There was some fallout, and some of these blue shades just did not have the greatest pigmentation. It really spent a little bit of time trying to build those colors up. I will say the shimmery shades applied pretty nicely with a dry brush, and when I used a wet brush, it just amped up that shimmer. But again, it was just very chunky. And I don't know, like I hate to crap on an indie brand, because I know someone has just poured their heart and soul into this. I don't know, but I just compare a brand like this to ColourPop, where you just get the 9 shades for $12 and the quality is very different. I hate to say it, but it's true. I mean, I've already made a little bit of a dent in this shade, so I felt like you kind of had to like dig into the pan a little bit. This one is definitely not the star of the 3 palettes. And now we're gonna find out if I'm impressed with this one or not. Okay, there you have the green look. I mean, the green shades aren't too bad. It's kind of nice. I'm kind of pleasantly surprised by the pigmentation, but that's about all I'm impressed with, to be honest. I feel like this palette gave me the same issues that the blue palette did. It blends away to nothing. Like, where's the shadow? Now that I'm looking at it, where's my crease shade? Where's my outer corner shade? It blends away to nothing. It's patchy. It's just, I'm not really feeling it. I'm sorry, I'm not. Like, this green shade wasn't too bad. It was a little bit of a struggle to build it up, but I used it dry. I think if you used it wet, I think you should have pretty good luck with it. I tried it with a finger, just it didn't work the greatest, but I think if you use it wet, it should be pretty decent. So I haven't had the greatest luck with their shimmers, but I think this green one is probably the best one I've used so far. But the weird thing about it, wherever I laid that green shade down, it like kept wiping away the color I put on the outer corner. I'm just like, what is going on here? It just like blended away to nothing. And now I have patchy bald spots on my lid, and the colors just fade really, really quickly. So definitely a primer is a must. So not really feeling the green, and the blue one I do not recommend. The red one I thought was pretty decent for $12. So if you're interested in an inexpensive festive red palette, then yeah, sure. I think this one is pretty much worth the $12 and might be like a cheap little pickup for you. Would I purchase from this brand again? I mean, I will never say never. I mean, the palettes were pretty inexpensive, so you do get what you pay for. So it's not like I was expecting magical Natasha Denona level things to happen. But maybe I was expecting just a little bit more because ColourPop is inexpensive as well. And they have some pretty good palettes. So would I purchase from them again? Like I said, never say never. I suppose if something really, really, really caught my eye and it was like $12, then yeah, I probably might pick it up. But am I going to actively be looking at their website, seeing what their new drops are? No, I'm not really interested in this brand after this review. You know, I hate to dump on an indie brand because I know somebody puts their heart and their soul in it. And, you know, maybe in time they'll improve and I'd come back to them. But as this brand stands right now, I don't exactly see them doing great things and reaching like ColourPop level or, you know, like Juvia's Place or even Glamlight. You know, I think they have a lot of work they need to do on their palettes if they're going to reach that kind of level of success to be like in Ulta, in Sephora stores. That's just my opinion. So, you know, I was curious in the brand. They did have some cute looking palettes. They aren't expensive, but I just know there's better things out there for the same price. Like Milani's great, Wet n Wild's great. I've had a luck with a couple of Profusion palettes. So there are just better options out there for a cheaper price that I would recommend to check out. But you know, that 'Tis the Season palette really wasn't that bad. So if that interested you, then maybe do pick it up. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe, and yes, bye.